Hello everyone, so today we're going to take a look at some secrets for the Cuphead DLC and also the main game towards the end of this video. If you come and talk to this cactus girl that's next to the Esther Winchester fight, she'll give you hints as to what bosses she would like to see beaten. If you go and beat those bosses as Miss Chalice, she'll give you a filter that changes the look of Miss Chalice. You'll end up having to beat all the bosses, and you can just go ahead and beat all the bosses as Miss Chalice and just come back to her. You can also come back and check which boss she's asking you to beat, but if you just go and beat them all as Miss Chalice and come back, she'll give you the filter. It's a lot of work for a small reward, but that is how you get the 100% completion as well. If you don't do this, your completion will be stuck on 94%. Alright, so next up we've got the Broken Relic, Cursed Relic, and the Divine Relic. If you go to the shop and buy the Broken Relic from Porkrind, you'll get the Broken Relic here for 1 coin. So, purchase that, and then equip it in the Charms menu. And then you're going to have to talk to these 3 characters at the top of the map, and they'll give you clues to the Gravestone Puzzle that's down towards the Howling Aces fight. This will be different on different playthroughs, so you'll have to talk to them to figure out what code you've got to put in, and then this middle gravestone will turn blue. If you interact with it, it'll ask you to take a nap, and that's how you access the secret boss fight, and you'll want to try and beat that boss to turn the Broken Relic into the Cursed Relic. If you've already beaten this boss, and you want to fight it again for whatever reason, if you approach the middle gravestone and hold LB and RB, it'll reactivate the gravestone for you. That also works on the mausoleums in the main game, if you want to replay those. Just go ahead and hold the shoulder buttons when standing in front of it, and it will reactivate the fight for you. Okay, so beating that boss will turn the Broken Relic into the Cursed Relic, and the Cursed Relic, when equipped, reduces your HP to 1 HP in fights, and it also makes it so that your gun switches randomly whenever you let go of the shoot button and press it again. Your gun will change to another random one. Also, if you dash, your gun changes. If you go ahead and beat 7 bosses, 5 from the main game and 2 from the DLC, with the Cursed Relic, then it will turn into the Divine Relic, and then the 1 HP restriction is removed from it, and it also applies random charm effects while you're fighting. I think it just automatically has a bunch of them applied at once, like the smoke bomb and the HP ring and stuff like that. All of that stuff will be applied, and it's basically a really powerful charm if you don't mind using the random guns that it gives you. A pretty cool little Easter egg though. You also get this cool glow behind Cuphead whilst you're using it. As you can see, I'm using multiple weapons. They just kind of switch randomly. The only problem is you don't get to choose which weapon you get, but you do get a bunch of different effects, which is pretty sweet. The easiest bosses to beat with the Cursed Relic would be the plain fights, just because it can't switch your weapon too much. So let's talk about some secret phases then. If you get to the puppies in Howling Aces and you get all of the jetpacks to grey, you'll unlock a secret phase in the next part of the fight, and it will make the last part of the fight a little bit easier as well. The mama plane will come and gobble up all of the puppies, and then the fight will play out like this instead. Okay, so last up we've got the game Genie. If you spin around in a circle at any point whilst on the map 3 times, then the game Jimmy will give you double HP until you get your next win. You can only do that 3 times until you've beaten the game, and then when you've beaten the game you can do it as much as you like on simple and regular modes. Also, there's a slight difference in the ending of the main game. If you accept the devil's request, you'll get to see Miss Chalice along with Cuphead and Mugman at the end, which is pretty cool. The artwork on her looks pretty decent there. So this one's a little bit of a glitch. It's not really a secret, and I'm pretty sure this will get patched at some point. But if it's the first time you fought Chef, the Saltbaker Chef, and you haven't defeated him yet, if you die and then press Y whilst on the retry screen, you can equip charms as Miss Chalice during this fight. Like I said, if you've already beaten the chef and you try to do this again, it won't work. It will only work on your first time beating him. But you'll spawn off as Cuphead and then you'll turn into Miss Chalice and you'll have charms equipped. The only charm I had was the Cursed Relic, but it does work. You can use whichever one you want, providing you have it. Kind of a cool little glitch there, but I'm pretty sure this will get patched at some point. Alright, so on to the main game then. When you're fighting the Root Pack in Botanic Panic, after beating the potato, if you don't attack the onion, you'll get a different phase when you fight the carrot. The onion will just go into the ground. And this radish pops out. And the rest of the fight plays out the same. So, next up we've got Sally stage play. If you jump up onto these cherub hanging wooden things, I guess, the platform in the back falls onto the groom and this phase gets skipped. If you're playing as Miss Chalice, it makes it a little bit easier to do this. If you do it as Cuphead or Mugman, you're going to have to wait for her to spit out parries so you can jump up there. But the background of this phase will change, and instead of it being her house with babies and the husband, it will be nuns and a nunnery. It also changes the next phase. Let's go ahead and get her done here. And in the next phase, she won't be on her own. She'll be with this Greek god, I guess. A bit strange, but whatever. And also there's different things that get shoved at you by the cherubs. Apart from this, the fight plays out the same, except for you see a nun at the back in the background of the fight at the end. So last but not least, we have the Genie. In this fight, after you get through the phase where he comes out of the sarcophagus, get him beat, and then just before he reads your plane and gets an idea, if you shrink the plane and hold it there, he reads the plane and you get a different phase at the end of the fight. He'll spawn in the puppet, but it's small, and you kind of skip the phase with the big puppet and his hat floating around. This just makes this phase last a lot longer, and in my opinion, it's actually more difficult to do it this way. But it's cool nevertheless. If you just focus on the puppet, eventually it'll die and go away, and you've just got to do this phase for a little bit longer than you normally would. And yeah, from here the fight plays out the same way. So yeah, thank you all very much for watching. There's been some Cuphead DLC and main game secrets and glitches and little Easter eggs and stuff. If you've enjoyed the video, be sure to let me know in the comment section. I've got more Cuphead videos around if you want to check those out. And that's about it. And I'll see you next time.